not already, but like I said, we still have plenty of summer fun for you guys to enjoy. Our last show
Hello, Williamson County. I'm Kerri Hudson, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Well, as we discussed in our last show, there is an abundance of talent in our community. An astounding number of talented actors, singers, dancers, and musicians are in our presence. And Williamson County Parks and Recreation wants to showcase and celebrate all of their unique attributes. We continue doing that today by talking about a couple of upcoming cultural arts events. Joining me today is Janey Mason. She's a recreation specialist at the Franklin Recreation Complex, and she's here to talk about the upcoming Star Bright Players program this fall. Then later on in the show, we'll be joined by Emily Weber. She's also a recreation specialist out of the Longview Recreation Center at Spring Hill, who will come to talk to us about our next Williamson County Community Band concert coming up in Thompson Station. Janey, first off, thanks for joining us today. It's great to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's wonderful to have you back. You were a guest on our show the last time, and amazingly enough, we were talking about children's theater and the Williamson County Community Band, and other opportunities and other concerts just keep coming up. So we wanted to have you back today to talk about another children's theater group. Now, in our last show, we were talking about Missoula Children's Theater, which is a children's theater group based out of Missoula, Montana, that comes into Franklin for 1 week a year to put on a 1 week children's theater extravaganza. They do auditions, rehearsals, and performances all in a week. And it's an amazing thing for children to do, especially if they're maybe just starting to get interested in children's theater and just kind of want to dip their toe in, so to speak. But the department actually has its own children's theater program that we've been operating for around 20, maybe a little more, about 20, 22 years, called the Star Bright Players. Right. Tell us a little bit about this theater program.
The Star Bright Players, we hold auditions twice a year. We do 2 productions each year, one in the spring and one in the fall. And it's geared for actors that are between the ages of 7 and 17, so really 7 years old through high school seniors. And it's a great place for any young actors to be that are in the area.
Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful program that is now under the direction of Miss Leslie Milstead. She's been our Star Bright director for several years now and really has found a home in this. She's a theater and drama teacher as well in the Franklin Special School District, but Star Bright has really become her passion. Her daughter helps her with the program, Miss Erin Lamming, and they've really created something very special with our theater-minded children in the community. Star Bright is a very close-knit group of child actors and their support staff, their families, who all come together to do these great performances. And they were always opening their arms to new kids who are just starting to find their way in theater or express an interest and just want to know how they can learn more about it and grow within the program.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about your last production. You did a spring production a couple of months ago. You guys did the Disney classic, A Little Mermaid. Tell us how that went.
We did. It was great. It was so much fun. Everybody had a great time. We had a really large cast. We had over 90 in the cast, but it was a wonderful production, and we had sold out shows each night. It was a great time for everybody involved.
And most of these experiences really are that great. I mean, again, we're so lucky with just the wealth of talent that lives in and around this area and what they're able to do and bring to the stage. A lot of times I've heard people make comments about our children's theater productions that they're like, you forget you're watching young children.
Right.
That they're so composed and so talented and so good at what they're doing. You forget that they're actually just children. They really have a wonderful sense of stage and a way to transport you away with their acting and what they're able to do. So this fall you have a new production coming up.
We do.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys are going to be putting on this fall. What show are y'all going to be doing?
We're really excited to be putting on Bye Bye Birdie, it's a classic for musical theater, and we're all really, really excited about it.
Well, and especially with maybe people like in our parents' generation, even ourselves to some extent, we all remember the movie Bye Bye Birdie with
Right.
Anne Margaret, and just the iconic film piece that it was for that time and the amazing storyline that it had. Tell us a little bit about the plot of Bye Bye Birdie.
It's a little bit of a spin-off of sort of when Elvis was drafted into the Army. So there's a rock and roll star, his name's Conrad Birdie, and he is very famous. It's in the 50s, and he is drafted into the Army, which causes all of his fans just to...
They're going to die, aren't they?
They're just losing
Yes.
control. So he visits a town called Sweet Apple, and it's just like your classic American...
Quintessential Norman Rockwell town.
Yeah, a little town, and he visits the town and stirs up a lot of excitement, and it's a fun show.
It really, really is. It's a wonderful kind of theme and show. It has some great musical pieces in it. The whole Anne Margaret singing Bye Bye Birdie is an iconic film piece. But there are some other great songs in this show as well. And there's actually one song that my mom was born in the early 50s, and so Bye Bye Birdie was a really big hit with her. She loved that movie. It was like one of her favorites, from when she was growing up. And when I was a baby, there was a song from Bye Bye Birdie that she used to sing to us as one of our lullabies. And of course, I now sing it to Ramsey as one of our lullabies. So I'm really kind of excited to be able to see Bye Bye Birdie with the Starbright Players, and hopefully if things work out, I'll get to take Ramsey and I'll be like, that's where Mommy got your lullaby from.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, it's something that generations will be able to share. It's a classic story that, I mean, it's still very popular after all these years.
It really is. Let's talk a little bit about your auditions and kind of what you guys are going to be doing to get ready for this show. You have auditions coming up on Sunday, September the 15th.
That's right.
And they are going to be at Freedom Middle School Theater. Really, our thanks and our heartfelt gratitude go out to the Franklin Special School District for allowing us to use this facility. We've been using the Freedom Middle School Theater for several years now for all of our Starbright performances, and within the last couple of years for our Missoula Children's Theater performances. Since the department itself doesn't have a theater capable of hosting these productions, the assistance of the Franklin Special School District has really been able to assist this program and help Starbright thrive.
Right.
And it's the home theater of our director, so our staff for Starbright is comfortable there and knows what they can do there, and kind of how they can set the stage up and what else possible within that venue. And really, I mean, we basically have taken the whole Starbright program out there now, from auditions to rehearsals to performances, and it's been a blessing to us, absolutely. Tell us how auditions are going to be set up this year. Again, they are for children ages 7 to 17.
Right.
And tell us about the timing of auditions.
Okay. On that Sunday, September 15th, you'll come to Freedom Middle School. Between 1 and 3 o'clock is the time that's available for anyone that's brand new to Starbright. If you've never been cast in one of our shows, please come out between 1 and 3. And then returning actors, if you've been cast before, you can come audition between 3:30 and 5:30 that day. But the way it works, you'll come and we take the children in groups of 10, so no one's alone during the whole audition process. It helps kind of ease the nerves if you have some friends with you. And the whole audition process takes roughly 30 to 45 minutes. So first you'll learn a couple of dance steps from our choreographer, and then we'll practice reading lines with each other, and then you'll go into the stage and you'll audition for the directors in there, and they'll ask you to sing just a brief clip from a song. Anything from the musical theater genre is really what they're looking for.
Right.
Nothing contemporary or anything off the radio or anything like that. But I mean, you can even sing just Happy Birthday if you want to, just something that'll showcase your voice on the stage.
Right. And that's the thing I think that a lot of people, and especially young child actors, don't really understand is, contemporary music that you hear on the radio or pop country, even
Yeah.
some of the Christian stuff, really doesn't showcase your voice
It doesn't.
in the way that the theater genre music does. And so
Right.
being able to sing something from that genre, or just something that's a simple piece like Happy Birthday, really is what's best served when the directors are trying to gauge your voice and how it might best meet the needs of what they need for the performance.
Right. So really, they're just looking for children that are vocal and expressive and outgoing and energetic. So they're looking for that energy that we need on stage.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of times people probably think, well, if I haven't auditioned before, they're not going to consider me because, you know,
Yeah.
so-and-so's done this, or somebody else was in that show and they'll want him or they'll want her. But they actually do the kids who have never been in Starbright before because they want to see what's out there. That's why
Right.
they do them first. They're
Right.
like, we know what we've had in the past. We want to see what's fresh, what's new,
Right.
what we haven't seen before. So that's why we do those kids first,
We
and
do.
you get the opportunity to see what's, you know, new to you, and then they can go from there. But there's not always that preconceived. No one needs to be discouraged thinking, if I haven't done this before, that I probably wouldn't get cast, so why go?
Yeah.
Give it a shot. You
that's
never
right.
know unless you try, and we're always looking for new talent in the area and what might best serve our production.
Yeah, and I get a lot of phone calls from people that are new to the area whose kids are interested in theater, but they're not sure. And I tell them that Starbright is a great place for them to be because the kids in the program really are, they treat each other as though they're family.
They're
the
are.
Starbright family. So it's a great place to find yourself if you're new to the area. So I encourage people to come and audition.
You won't be sorry.
No.
The audition process, even in and of itself, is just a lot of fun for a lot of kids.
It is.
They have a wonderful way of kind of working it all around, and it's set up and run so well that it's fun really for the majority of the people involved in it. And then I know sometimes there are callback auditions the Monday after.
There are.
Well, okay, and so they'll still be doing those this time around too?
If needed, we do callbacks on the Monday following auditions, just realistically because of logistics and the way it goes. We can't always cast everyone that auditions, but we do try the best to, we do what the show needs. So typically we cast around 80 to 90.
Yeah,
but
and 80 to 90 is a large cast.
Yeah,
it's a way to get a lot of kids involved in theater.
Yeah, we try to get as many involved as we can, but just realistically, we can't put 200 people on stage.
Right.
It's impossible. So, we do the best that we can with it, and
have a great time doing it, don't we?
We do.
Yes, we do. And cast lists are usually posted around like the Thursday after auditions.
Usually by the Thursday.
And then if cast, there is a participation or an activity fee involved with us. Tell us about that.
It is. We do charge a small fee just to help cover costume rentals and things like that. And shows in the past, it's always been around $70 or so. So depending on what our costume, we're still checking on what our costume needs are going to be. So it won't be any more than $70.
Round in there, is what you complain about. And then after auditions and you set your cast list and you start rehearsals, you have roughly an 8 to 9 week rehearsal schedule.
We do.
So Starbright really does operate more on a traditional theater model.
It is.
And tell us a little bit about rehearsals, because I know that they are several days within the week at certain times, and parents especially might need to keep this in their mind. You know, if your child is cast in Starbright, you probably won't have to attend every single rehearsal that's held, but you at least need to be able to know what other commitments you have in the fall and early winter to make sure that there's not conflicts with them.
Right. The rehearsals are Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 5:30 to 7:30, and those are at Freedom Middle School. And like you said, not everybody will need to be at every rehearsal. It helps the director a lot if you'll come to auditions with a list of any conflicts that you might have during this 9-week period.
Because fall break falls during this 9-week period, and we know a lot of people usually attempt to travel, you know, over that time. I mean, there are other activities, fall sports and things like that.
Right. We typically try to stay away from school holidays. If school is not in session, then we usually will not
Take a break.
rehearse. Yeah, but we're good about, we set up good communication with the cast and the parents that are involved in that.
Great. Well, we still, of course, want to talk about performances for Bye Bye Birdie, but we do need to take a quick break. When y'all come back, we'll be talking more about other cultural art opportunities with the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department.
Coming! Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas. I'm from your credit card company. We suspect several unauthorized transactions on your card.
Really? My credit card company?
Yes, and we care about your security, so we make house calls. Good news is you give me your social security number, and we'll take care of you.
Is that all you need?
Not quite. We also need your PIN number. I forgot.
What's that on your back?
Nothing?
Oh, I get it. You're fishing for my personal information, right?
No.
So you can steal my identity, right?
No.
Then how come you have a fin sticking out of your back? Honey, get my tackle box and rod.
OnGuardOnline.gov has tips to help you guard against internet fraud, to secure your computer, and protect your personal information. To be more secure online, log on to OnGuardOnline.gov. Stop, think, click.
Did you get a new TV?
Yeah. Plasma screen, 36 inch. What about you?
I got a new Mac computer. This thing's a little outdated.
A little.
Hi, I'm Richard Davis with the Solid Waste Department. Don't trash your old TVs and computer monitors. Bring them to the Williamson County Material Recycling Facility at 420 Century Court, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. There's a $7 fee per TV or monitor. Don't forget, they contain materials that are hazardous to our health and environment.
There's 3 R's we're gonna talk about today. You gotta learn to reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. You gotta learn to recycle. You gotta learn to reduce, reuse, recycle.
Turn it in,
Reduce,
don't toss it out.
reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Welcome back to It's About You. We're talking today about some of our upcoming cultural arts programs, including auditions for the Starbright Players' fall production of Bye Bye Birdie. Now, before we left for our break, we had talked about the auditions and the rehearsals, but we really hadn't gotten down to the main point. All of this leads up to our performances that are going to be in the first week of December. Tell us about the performances and when and where those are going to be.
All the performances are going to be at Freedom Middle School in their theater, and they'll be December 5th through the 7th, which are all, it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and those are 7 p.m. shows, and we'll do a Sunday matinee on December 8th at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay, great. So a couple of weeks out, but something to look forward to. For more information on the Starbright program, for our auditions on September 15th, or for the upcoming performances in December when tickets will go on sale and all that other good stuff, you can contact Janey at 790-5719, extension 2030. Now, another program that we want to talk about today, that we also talked about when you were with us last time, Janey, is the Williamson County Community Band. And I know this is one of the main programs that you oversee for the department. The Community Band has been such a wonderful addition to the Parks and Recreation Department, and really a wonderful treasure for the community in Williamson County. Tell us a little bit about this band.
It's an all-volunteer organization. We have roughly 40 to 50 musicians from the community, just at all different performance levels. Just anybody's welcome to join. You can join it at any time. Ken Krause is the director of the band, and he is just a musical treasure. He is so knowledgeable in everything. He has been on tour with several famous musicians, and he is a treat for us to be able to have.
Well, his whole
as our
life has
director.
been dedicated to music.
Right.
Professionally, personally. I mean, it was his idea to start the community band in 2000. And here we are in 2013, and the band is still growing strong, and it grows every year. And they're really just a wonderful group of musicians who play strictly for the love of music.
Right.
Like you were saying, it's an open group. Musicians range in all ages and skill levels. There isn't a particular performance level that we look for, or even particular instruments. Anyone wanting to play is welcome in the community band.
Right.
And Ken Krause, as our director, does a phenomenal job in organizing this group of musicians and putting their music together and helping them to really just thrive in doing what they love to do. I know the last time you were with us, Janey, we were talking about their concert in the park at the Franklin Recreation Complex, which has become an annual tradition that we love and that we look forward to. And then a few weeks after that, there will be another Williamson County Community Band performance in another park.
Right.
On Sunday, September 22nd, the band will be presenting an outdoor concert at Thompson Station Park. And Emily Weber is joining us now to tell us a little bit about that event. Emily, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure, as always. The Thompson Station Park concert's kind of fallen in your domain over the past year or so.
It has.
I know it's been something that you've enjoyed doing, but tell us what you guys have planned coming up on September 22nd.
Well, we have, this is a free concert. It's open to the public. Thompson Station Park, if you haven't been there, is a great park. They actually perform under a pavilion, tons of trees, so tons of shade. We've moved the time back this year, so it's a little cooler in the evening. And they just perform some great tunes. People come out with picnic blankets and chairs and picnics and food and just have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
So the show is going to be at 5 p.m.
Yes.
And you're right, so it does, you know, kind of get that sun. It's still out, but it's not overhead anymore, you know.
Right.
It makes for a beautiful scenic backdrop for the band
It
to
really
perform
does.
in with the sun setting in the background. And like you were saying, it's free and open to the public. Again, it is at 5 p.m., so bring a blanket, bring some chairs, bring a picnic basket, and enjoy a wonderful and delightful night of live entertainment with us at Thompson Station Park. Janey, tell us a little bit about the performance theme of the Williamson County Community Band, about kind of some of the stuff that they do.
Our theme is titled America's Musical Heritage. So they play a lot of classic American tunes, some themes from movies that we all know, Gone with the Wind, the Terror theme, and just several movie themes. And then there's a couple of international pieces, but mostly it's just great American music, a couple of show tunes. Something that you'll recognize when you hear it.
That I think is one of the biggest successes of the community band, is that while they are a group of musicians of all ages, they play to audiences of all ages, and they play songs that everyone can recognize or that everyone enjoys. You know, there's just something about live kind of band marching music that just is inherent in all of us. We love it.
Yeah.
I remember at the concert in the park they did at the Franklin Rec Center last year, we took Ramsey, and at the time, like, she was maybe 13 months, you know, I mean, just a little nugget out there. And she loved it. You know, she was doing her version of dancing to the songs. My husband, who was a music major in college and had played for years, loved it because it brought back so much of the technical aspect of music that he had always kind of been raised with, that had kind of been entrenched in him. He loved it, you know. I mean, it was something that our whole family could enjoy. And I think that's really one of the key things about the Williamson County Community Band is, you know, you might think about band music in one respect, but it really is something that everyone can enjoy. And when you put it outdoors on a lovely fall evening, September 22nd is technically the first day of fall.
It is.
You know, it's a great way to kind of celebrate the season and a time with family, and a lot of fun for a lot of people involved. So we hope that you'll join us for the Williamson County Community Band performance. Again, it's coming up Sunday, September 22nd at Thompson Station Park in Thompson Station. And we also want to thank Thompson Station for allowing us to use this facility for our performance as well. We are blessed to have a lot of great amenities through the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department, but we still could not do a lot of what we do in the community without the support of other partners, other government entities, and other organizations, so our thanks go out to them as well. If you are planning on attending the community band concert, though, we do want to remind you everyone's welcome, but unfortunately our pets are not welcome and alcohol is not permitted in the park premises as well. So those two things to keep in mind when you are making your plans to attend. And then this show is actually the next to last show for the community band in their 2013 performance season. Their last show will actually be on Sunday, November 3rd at the Williamson County Ag Expo Park in conjunction with the department's annual Holiday Crafts Bazaar and Kris Kringle Car Classic. So if you haven't had a chance yet to see the Williamson County Community Band, you got 2 chances left. Sunday, September 22nd at Thompson Station Park, and then again on Sunday, November the 3rd at the Williamson County Ag Expo Park. And again, if you haven't had a chance to see them, plan on joining us at one of these events. I promise you will not be let down. They are a wonderful group. We actually were just talking about the director, Mr. Krause, and just how committed and devoted he is to this band and everything that they do. And I hate to think of a time when we wouldn't have Mr. Krause with the band. He's done so much for it and really spurred it on. So real quick, a couple of dates to remember, keep on your calendars. Auditions for the Star Bright Players production of Bye Bye Birdie will be Sunday, September the 15th at Freedom Middle School in the auditorium at that location. Auditions are for children ages 7 to 17, and for children who are new to the Star Bright program, who have not previously been in a Star Bright production, you will have auditions from 1 to 3 p.m. And Janey, can they arrive at any time in that 2-hour window?
Anytime in that 2-hour window. We take everyone in groups of 10, so you may have to wait for a couple of minutes, but just any time in that time frame.
Great. And then for kids returning who have been in a previous Star Bright performance, auditions are from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. We'll look to cast the show around the end of that week, probably on Thursday. And then we'll have rehearsals for 8 to 9 weeks, and our performances of Bye Bye Birdie will be the first week in December, Thursday, December the 5th through Saturday, December the 7th at 7 o'clock, and then on Sunday, December the 8th at 3 p.m. And our performances are also going to be at Freedom Middle School. More information on tickets will be coming out later this fall, but you will be able to get them at the front desk at the Franklin Recreation Complex, and they typically go for around $5 or $6, right?
Star Bright tickets are $6.
Great. And then in just another couple of weeks, we have the Williamson County Community Band's performance at Thompson Station Park on Sunday, September the 22nd at 5 p.m. Plan to join us for this free community event to hear some wonderful, great live music and enjoy a wonderful evening in the park with your family. Ladies, I want to thank you both for taking the time to join us today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show and to talk about some of these other upcoming activities. I wish you the best of luck with them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, before we close today, guys, we also want to remind you about some other upcoming activities offered by the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Williamson County Parks and Recreation will again be offering our annual Free for Fall program in September and October with some one-time free programs at our facilities in Brentwood, Fairview, Franklin, and Spring Hill. The department is offering an array of free sample classes as an opportunity for you to try something new and find your new passion. From health and wellness programs like yoga, tai chi, and scale down, to our high energy group fitness classes like UJAM, nightclub cardio, piloxing, Zumba, and indoor cycling, to our educational and instructional programs like interior decorating, financial seminars, painting, judo or karate, Polynesian dancing, and family genealogy classes. We'll be offering over 28 different free classes through this program over the next coming weeks. For more information on these classes and how you can register for these particular programs, you can visit our website at www.wcparksandrec.com or pick up a free monthly newsletter at any one of our locations. You'll be able to get more information about our Free for Fall program, as well as all of the information about the variety of programs that we offer throughout the year in our aquatics division, seniors and therapeutics division, our athletics division, and our programming division, which covers our group fitness program, health and wellness classes, instructional and educational opportunities, children's classes, adult programs, children's theater, the community band. The list really does go on and on. So again, visit our website at wcparksandrec.com or pick up a free monthly newsletter or program flyers at any of our locations for more information about all of these great programs. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. We look forward to seeing you soon. And until then, remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.
So much has gone by already, so it's